Boss is beefed up, y'all.
All right. Okay, we're in. Hello, internet.
Borfy Borst.
What?
I said a Borfy Borst.
Things that get uttered when I least expect shenanigans will always be shenanigans. Anyway, hello. Welcome back to Lines in the Lies. This is our D&D Doing It Live Vecna campaign. I'm that Magic Juice. You'll hear me called. You'll hear me called several things. I am your host and GM today.
Good job, bud.
Sick.
We're going to go around the table, introduce ourselves and our characters, and recap what happened last time, and then get right into it, starting with Ash.
Hey, yo, that's me. Hi, I'm Ash. I go by Ash and Rabbit all over the internet. Today and in perpetuity, I will be playing Pumpkin, the Fey Wanderer Ranger, little Kenku friend. She's just a big dumb idiot, and I love her very much. I'm gonna pass it over to Andrea.
Hello, I'm Andrea. I go by Glossy Woodtone on the internet, and I am playing Alaska Jane. She is a paladin. Of the ancients, she follows Ayun. She's got high strength and high intelligence, and her dog has more wisdom than her. I love her with my body. Passing it over to Logan.
Hi guys, I'm Logan. I go by Nerdwardo on the internet. I'm playing Kaz and Kabar, the anarchist, sorcerer warlock, who is pretty upset at the current objective of our quest, considering how Lord Neverember could see this dangerous cube as a mode of profit. I'll pass that down to Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam. I play Boss, the Tabaxi Eldritch fighter bard. Eldritch Knight fighter? Yeah, Eldritch Knight fighter. Bard. And she loves her family and she loves the people around her. She is ready to do business, but she's always looking out for the people around her. That's what I'm gonna say about that.
Hell yeah. We are down a Vic today. She's off doing like super cool, awesome real life stuff. So Odysseia will be omnisciently present. If it comes down to it, someone is free to pilot the character, of course, in good faith to what we believe that Odysseia / Vic would actually do. And as a reminder, I have both for you guys and for the audience, I have 2 rules for when a player is missing. So I just want to refresh this, just so we're all on the same page. Rule number 1 is that like major plot points involving the character for whom the player is gone will not happen. That just doesn't seem fair, and we lose some fun for that person. And rule number 2 is that character will never be killed while the player is not here. No matter how deadly a situation might be, we will
Challenge accepted. Just kidding.
Yeah, we will figure out a way to. I don't like characters dying when the player isn't even here to.
That's totally fair.
Be there for it. Other than that, we continue as if Odysseia is here, at least as much as we can, and we update the player when they're back. In this case, Vic, and it's like they didn't miss a thing. So, recapping last time, and I think I actually missed some things when I sent this to you guys. So let's team effort this a little bit. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. Congestion, go away.
It do be that season. You're okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Spring is coming.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. Okay, so we returned to Sigil with the second piece of the rod. Woo. Yay. As a reminder to you guys, each individual piece can be kept separate or they can be put together, and whoever holds either one or both is able to use the actions that the item describes. So don't forget that. We have learned a couple things about the Wizards 3. Illustrial seems to be starting to learn a bit about the Book of Vile Darkness. You guys have tried to observe / read it a little bit, and it's giving you strange results. In general, the three wizards are operating in good faith that despite the dangers of this book, what it could do, what it could mean, they believe that unlocking any of its secrets should be helpful in the overall plot to thwart Vecna's plan. So they are continuing with it. Tasha has returned from, you find out she was in the Feywild, where she was spending time researching other realms and ritual magic, also in the hope of helping in the overall effort against Vecna in some way soon. And Mordenkainen is holding down the fort, among other things, in his own regard for research as well. So you guys return back to Neverwinter. We handled a lot of Bastion stuff, which have established will be fruitful in its results a little bit more quickly than normal, because we went through several turns and not just one, because of the time difference between the astral plane where you were and here. So those will resolve within a couple of in-game days. And yeah, Logan mentioned this cube. So we learned of a massive phenomenon that has appeared just outside of Neverwinter, a massive cube that is gathering quick attention from nearby people after seemingly appearing out of nowhere. Here's where I'm ad-libbing. Help me out if I miss anything, guys. When talking with Never Ember, you learned that he has had some of the guard of Neverwinter like set up a safety perimeter around this thing, just to keep people like a safe distance, in his own words, away from it, because it has zapped people. Hasn't killed anyone, but it has caused some harm. He is kind of sitting back at the moment because, also as Logan said, he sees it as a potential opportunity for as a tourist attraction, because it has already drawn attention of people from both in and outside of Neverwinter. And doesn't at the moment have any sort of, what do we do to get rid of it, in his mind. Alaska was able to realize from the description of it and what people have said that it is some form of giant gelatinous cube, and understand the potential dangers of what that means. And I believe what we ended on was being at Bost's home, the Campbell home, and Bost, at least for now, by herself with Nathan. We ended with them discussing, and Nathan said, by the way, when we were near the cube, because they all saw it on a little excursion, it uttered a single word, patience, which was a little bit triggering for Bost in a certain way. I think that's it. Is there anything you guys want to add that I missed or that we should clarify before we just get right into it?
We had Fantasy OSHA. I only wrote that down. And then
Fantasy OSHA, yeah,
Did have
that was
Fantasy OSHA.
that was
Yep.
me being like, you need to get off of that. Or why are you standing on a chair? Aren't there ladders for that? And
Yep.
So
Yeah.
funny.
Last session was when we learned that Tasha has the sin of wrath and Illustrial has lust.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah,
Yes.
right.
And that-
Illustrial.
Hey.
Lust. Whoa.
Yo.
And that Mordenkainen does not have any sin.
That's
Yeah.
true.
By
That's
process
very
of
true.
elimination, yes.
Is stupidity a sin? Because
Man, you guys are really laying into Mordenkainen.
Hey, man.
it was supposed to just be like, oh, I guess I
Where
should
we're
have
at.
told you the time's different there. Fuck you,
Mhm.
man.
Oh shit.
Oh, I
It's
think
okay, we'll
that's
have our own
everything.
people fucking research for us for now.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's insane.
But yeah, I think that's what we have. Yeah.
Okay. So let's re-enter scene here. At least for now. Everyone else was kind of outside, like I get to say it this time because it's literally true, cat wrangling.
Ah.
While Bost is inside with Nathan. So, Sam, not to completely put you on the spot, but I'm going to put you on the spot. Where do you want to go with this, if anywhere, before having everybody come in for your general discussion?
So basically, he took the kids to see the cube.
He took the kids to Waterdeep, and they encountered the cube on their way back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did everybody go with you?
Yes.
How are you all feeling? With me gone.
Rebecca Marie cannot shut up enough about hearing of your exploits. In fact, I'm sure she's talking all of their ears off as we speak. Most of the rest of them are following suit.
I think this is harder for me than for all of you.
Well, if I know anything about you, I would assume that's true. Are you just homesick? Are you missing the kids and I? Are you feeling certain ways about the dangers? Where are you at?
We've only been doing this for 4 days, Nathan. Well,
I'm sure
From
it
what?
seems like much longer.
yes, yeah. But if you're all okay, then I'm okay. I worry about you. And if I know you're all right, then I'll be all right.
He's going to be very relaxed and just like he's looking you square in the eyes right now and has this calm, cool, collected demeanor about himself and says, I assure you, dear, we are the last things that you should worry about. I understand that you are doing very dangerous things. The more you can focus your energy on yourself and your team, that would be the best way to help us. Truth be told, though, I'm having a lot of fun with the kids.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
I'm pretty sure Silent Clover's fur will not flatten ever again after the little zap she got from that cube.
Oh no. How close did she get to it?
Do you want the answer to that question?
Oh. And again, this is why I need to trust you, Nathan. No, I trust you. I trust you implicitly. You're a wonderful father. Okay.
I'm sure you understand as much as I do, dear, that having this many children all at once,
Yes.
they're bound to get away for a little
I
bit.
know, and they know what they're doing too.
And I only
We
laugh
taught
about
them
it
well.
because it was just a little zap, but
yes,
yes, we will be more careful.
yes, and we have a bastion in the city that we're training, that has a training facility, so the children can go train there.
Yes, we actually already have.
So, we've taught them well, and they will continue to train with people who aren't us, and will We'll beat the shit out of them, and that's probably what they need.
I agree.
All right. Let's get these people fed.
All right. Shift over to everyone else outside. Is there anything in particular you guys are doing, or are we just kind of generally shenaniganizing with the kids until beckoned inside?
Absolutely playing with the kids, 100%. That is my full devoted attention right now.
Hell yeah.
I think Alaska and I were probably still in the city, and I don't think we've come onto this scene yet. I don't think that we've
Oh, are you okay?
arrived at the residence.
Yeah, because they're still wandering back, I would assume,
Gotcha.
after talking to Neverember.
So anything for you guys before we just get to the point that you are back?
I can't think of anything.
Yeah, nothing for me either.
Okay.
Maybe I'll stop by like a novelty shop and get a couple knickknacks for like the kids and stuff. Bring gifts.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'll burn like 2 gold getting a variety of things.
That seems fair. Gold actually goes a long way in like the general world here.
Right.
It's just like
But there
items
are
that a
12
party
of them.
wants.
There,
Yeah.
there are 12 of them, and I don't want to be like I don't want to get them stuff that's like, oh, if you like look at this for too long, it'll snap in half. So like,
Fair enough.
Like quality. Also, there's 12 of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll say we're getting to a point that you two arrive at the house. Pumpkin's literally and figuratively rolling around in the mud with with the 12 kittens. And Nathan will essentially bring everyone inside for your feast of a breakfast. He's prepared a potato and sausage stew.
Interesting. As soon as I get in, I'm like, I think it's a gelatinous cube. There's something about everything that that Neverember was saying to us. I'm pretty sure I fought one of them back in the day. There was like a very important sword hiding in it. It stung me like pretty hard, but we got it out of there. There's a lot of cubes out there hiding treasure. Fun fact. So I'm pretty confident it'll be okay for us to get it handled.
Thank you so much for that information, Alaska.
You're welcome.
I'm just glad we're all being so open.
When Alaska is like almost done saying this, probably like 2 or 3 of the kids are just gonna be like looking at each other all excited, like they just got the juiciest tea ever,
Yeah.
and start like whispering to each other.
Does the word patience mean anything to any of you?
I mean, like vocabularily or outside of that.
That seems to be what the gelatinous cube is saying.
I mean, they do move slowly, so maybe you do require. Maybe it's kind of a reminder to itself that it is okay that it is not moving very quickly.
it could be like an affirmation that it's saying to itself. If we're as hopeful for it to be neutral in this situation.
Well, patience is a virtue.
Yeah, my mom says that all the time.
All right. So, do we have any plans for, well, what does Never Ever want us to do with it?
I mean, frankly, he was a little ambivalent. I think we should investigate it and see if it needs to be removed, because if it is blocking a major, throughway into and out of the city, I believe that it probably should not be there if it is harming people. He seemed as though he was fine if it stuck around because it was kind of like becoming a tourist attraction and driving more feet to the city, but I don't think that really of all of the cities that require that, Neverwinter is not one of them. I
Someone's
personally would
going-
love to take it out.
Yeah, someone is going to get seriously injured eventually, and that's going to be a death on his hands.
You think that he would show a little bit more interest in, considering it's been here for a while now?
Do we know how long it's been here, or do we just know that it showed up, and also that Nathan and the kids have gone past it?
It has been here for about a week, and yeah, about a week.
Cool. I can remember.
Genuinely, I don't mind what we do with it as long as it doesn't remain in the city. If it turns out to be something more benign and just kind of a defense mechanism, I'd see no issue with like just pushing it in another direction.
So, Nathan, you all saw it on its sort of first day of existence here, correct?
I at least close to it. If I recall talking with other people around it, they had just heard of it the same day, so at least the first or second day, yes.
Have you heard any more about, has it grown? Has it become more zappy? More electrified in the last 5 days?
Oh, no. Zappy is the technical term.
Yes, yes.
I ever since seeing that it is causing, even if just small harm to anyone that gets near it, I've steered clear of it since that first day. I can't say I know for sure.
You know, we should obviously we should go take a look. And see how far the perimeter has extended. Because if you said Rebecca got hit?
Yes.
If Rebecca got close enough, if Rebecca Marie got close enough, then, we should figure out how far of a perimeter they have created for it at this point. And how close people need to come now before they get zapped. Rebecca, dear, how close did you come? Did you touch it?
No.
All right. How close did you get to it? You can tell me, I'm not mad.
I reached out to touch it,
Hmm.
but I didn't touch it. It zapped me first.
Okay. All right. You learned your lesson. You don't touch things that you don't know what they are.
She's gonna give you this kind of like looks away, like but you know what's going on in that little head of hers.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Okay,
So-
Mom.
But, yes, so hopefully they're not letting people get as close anymore, but the extent of how far away you have to be before you get zapped might be further now. So we should look into that.
Nathan just like generally nods.
So, we finish up this breakfast and we head to the cube?
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Okay. So wrapping up breakfast, and do you want the family going with you, or are you asking them to stay behind?
We're gonna have him stay behind.
Okay. So you wrap up breakfast. It's easy enough to get the 5 of you going. And Nathan will tell you that the cube is about a day's travel by horse and cart from here. Anything specific you guys want to do to prepare, or are you just kind of going straight to it?
Do we have a horse and cart?
I'm gonna hand wave this enough to say, like, you guys are well known, famous, and rich enough
Sure.
that it's reasonable to say you guys have a horse and cart.
Great.
Sick.
Yeah.
And it is a day's travel by horse and cart away.
Yes.
I'm putting that on my sheet.
Yeah. Anything you guys want to discuss on the way?
I mean, not really. There's not a whole lot of new information that we have yet. If we've not heard back from our bastion about like what Eberron looks like. So.
Okay.
Bust. Once we get back from this whole thing, and by the way, everybody, I would love to do this with all of you. Just in general, we all know that I like a good meal. But I would love to take you out for like a mom's night off dinner. Is there a type of food that you would appreciate in town? I feel like, we've really not had a chance to connect. Again, we have known each other for 5 whole days. And again, I understand that, my love of Ayun might have accidentally tied us all to Vecna. I apologize for that. But I would love to just take you out for a nice meal. Is there something that you would prefer?
I do love a good Indian food.
Hell yeah, we'll find a place. I got like 3 in the back of my head. I think I'm only a regular at 1. All right, that's good.
Alright, there we
That's
go.
good. That's
There
very
we
good.
go.
Okay. So we are going to get to a point where it's like the end of the day. So sunset has basically happened. It's a clear night sky as you're arriving. But you see basically on the horizon this cube first. When you were told it was massive, you were not given like any sort of actual scale, just like the word massive. It looked from miles away that you were approaching an entire city.
Whoa.
Oh.
Just this one humongous brick of a thing in the middle, not in the middle of, but like just off the high road. And as you get closer to it, the scale becomes like more and more realistic to you. It's gotta be almost a mile cube.
God damn.
I feel like cube is a misnomer here. I feel like maybe plinth or structure. I feel like there's more descriptor words that maybe a cube seems like woefully too less than
Right.
what this is. I think that's a discussion that Alaska is having 2 people.
Fair.
I'm just
Like
like,
a-
what the fuck?
Like
Yep.
a cubical plateau, one would say.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
I feel like cube is the underest of statements.
And as you get closer, you can all hear this sort of like just like a
Jesus.
low, deep groan every maybe couple of minutes. And you can tell like it gets a little louder as you get closer over the course of like the next few minutes. You can tell it's coming from this thing. And then you're gonna get close enough, like I said, about almost a mile away from it. You'll see this massive, like almost scorch mark. It's not like the ground is black, but you'll see like a very straight line going across that you like cross the threshold of. And then you can see that from the edge of the line inward, there is like a burning sort of effect on the ground that's heaviest on the outer, like on the line itself, and thins out as you go probably a few hundred feet past the line into like where the more center original point of the cube was. So it's clear that like the burning was on the outside is the point.
Wait, where the cube? Oh, as in like where it's been.
Yes, you were told that it has moved once.
Right. Right.
Yes. So this will be clearly the point that it was originally that it moved from.
Is there, in the direction that it looks to be moving or have moved towards, are there any structures in the way, or like is this like totally open field, or was there like, does it look like maybe it's like landed on anything?
It has landed on truly nothing. I'm going to shift you to the Sword Coast map because I have put
Cool.
on the map where this thing is. It should be right here.
Ooh,
Where that cube is.
that's funny.
Yeah, and actually it's too centered. It's not like fully on the high road, but it's
Sure.
it's like just off. Move it. It won't let me move
That's
it.
a big ass cube.
Yep.
Look at that
Too
guy.
It is too big, but I can't like physically make it any smaller.
That's okay. No, this is funny.
It's like
But
a
it,
city block, one would say.
it does speak to the scale.
Hi, Red Large. Sorry, I see Red Large on the map. It's like an old friend.
Yep.
Oh, it's more than it's like
I have a distinct
it's like
quality.
it's like 4 city blocks, like by 4 city blocks. It's like
Mhm.
yeah, maybe more than that. I'm
big.
trying to figure out how far I have walked that it is considered a mile.
I've got like something in mind.
I think
from running cross country in high school, and that's
Right.
about the distance that I can kind of surmise here.
yeah.
Jesus.
Like I think of the grocery stores I walk to, I think the like farthest one is half a mile away. So I'm like, Jesus, and that's like 10 blocks away.
Yep.
Crazy pants.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, it's fucking huge. Alaska.
Yeah.
You are going to have you're going to start having a realization that this might not be a gelatinous cube. But
I mean, I feel like I had that as soon as you said it's a mile square.
yep. But if
do know
it
what it
is
is.
something else, you do know it's like it's got to be of like a similar thing. So a gelatinous cube is not like in scale is not accurate, of course, but in
Sure.
like its behavior and what it can do, its dangers, things like that. You're probably not off base, but you would need to get a better look at it and its potential contents to know for sure.
Sure. I think as I'm assuming we're gonna get close enough to it that we'll hit like Never Ember's guards.
Yep. There is one more thing. As you're getting closer, because like I said, it's about a mile. There is a little bit of time to get there. Right at what you would determine is like the halfway point between the edge that you saw and where the cube is currently sitting. It's like it went off on, like it tilted on an edge and slammed one time.
Right.
Okay. Right in the center of where the original point would be is like an impact crater that is about 50 feet in diameter, and in like a perfect circle where it's almost like someone took a giant bowling ball and slammed it on the ground there. It just kind of sank in. So that's in the center of where this cube would have originally been. And then, yes, further along, you will see Neverwinter's guard, just like generally about 100 feet away with like sticks and rope. And there's a guard. There's a pair of guards once every few hundred feet.
And then how does the like are there tourists here? Like, are there people gathered along looking at it as well?
Only a few. As I said, it is nighttime, and you're at least a day's travel now away from like the nearest major established place to live. So all you'll see at this point is like maybe one or two traveling merchants that have camped here, and among the very few non-guard people, like there's maybe 2 or 3 people in total, just like generally outside their camp staring at this thing. Nobody's like right at it.
I think I'd probably walk up to the first pair of guards that we see and just kind of like get their attention, and call out to them and say, "Excuse me, have you been assigned here by Neverember to make sure that nobody's getting hurt here?"
The 2 that are nearest you are going to kind of look at each other with a moment of like, is he talking to us? And then they're like, they have this moment of, oh yeah, we're the only ones here. And they'll both look at you and kind of like almost surprised to see you guys and say, yeah, Mr. Kabar, we're assigned here for nighttime duty.
Just, you don't have to qualify my name. Second,
Yes.
then, second,
Oh my god.
what are you so scared of? And third, how many people have gotten hurt in the last day or so? Go. And I put the pressure on him.
Can't really say I'm scared. Just I haven't really met you guys before, and I mean we don't want to mess up, I guess. But anyway,
Next.
as far as I know, I think 4 or 5 people had been hurt by the time we got here and set up the perimeter and had been guarding it.
Have you moved the perimeter back after that happened at all?
No, this is easily twice as far away as anyone that has been hurt was.
So they've breached the perimeter, and that's what has gotten them to be hurt, is what you're saying.
No, any injuries happened before we arrived.
I see. So none since you've arrived have been hurt.
None.
Good. And then I put my hand on his shoulder.
He's gonna have a moment of like, ugh.
I'm messing with you. I know you're probably just here, and none of this is really your fault. I'm just giving you a hard time. Don't worry about it.
Sigh of relief.
But that's good that nobody's gotten hurt since.
How did they know
We-
that someone on the other side of the cube hasn't gotten hurt? That's a long way to the other
I mean,
side
if the
of the
whole thing is roped
cube.
off with ropes, maybe there's also like cups on the end of each of the ropes so they can just talk to each other.
They have non-magic sending stones.
Yeah. Maybe they're just yelling. Hey, has anybody got hurt on your side? No? Okay.
Giant game of telephone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anybody hurt? Nope. Anybody hurt? Nope.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a good question. Do you have guard all around this thing?
Yeah, he's gonna like point in one direction and then the other, like just straight along the perimeter here. Yes, we have a pair of guards every 500 feet, all the way around, and we operate in 3 shifts: one
So many
early day,
guards.
one end of day, and one overnight.
And do you have like a camp that you've been like garrisoned out here and you rest around this area, or?
Yes, our
Perfect.
collective camp in combination with the guards from Waterdeep is just south of here.
So Waterdeep's also sent its support to this.
Yes, Lord Neverember has commissioned with Lord Blackstaff to make sure that we have enough coverage, but not lose all of the guard that we have for our cities.
That's wonderful to hear. Well, we are here to kind of get a better idea of what this thing actually is. So, if we get close to it, don't feel obligated to rush in and come to our aid unless it looks like we need serious help with what's going on.
You're going to go in there?
Maybe not go in it, but probably past this barrier to see what's going on. But
Okay.
What?
Best of luck to you then.
do you want us to go inside of it?
No,
And
truth be told, none of us have any idea what this thing is or what it can or might do. It's all just kind of freaking me out.
I suppose that's reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah, good news is that's why we're here. Is we're gonna figure that out so that we don't have to keep using the resources to keep it around.
Well, okay, if there's anything you need from us, I guess just let us know.
Yeah, just general question for you. I know that it's like flipped over once. Is there like a general plan, or is there a perimeter? I guess my question is, how big is the perimeter? If it flips again, are a bunch of people gonna get smashed within the mile that it smashes into a new place?
Yes, the mages of Waterdeep have accounted for that. We have one mage stationed with every third pair of guards with teleportation magic ready.
Cool. That's so many people. This is me, Andrea, doing the math of how many fucking people that is.
Mm-hmm.
Hundreds. Thousands?
Hundreds of people.
Not
Low.
thousands.
I think no, because you'd need like 100 people per side.
It's like 21,000 feet covering for all four sides.
Right.
Every 500 feet is a pair.
Yeah. I was doing it the other way of it's 500 feet, 5280. So you have like 11 pairs a side times 4.
Plus a mage for every third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too many.
So it's several hundred, yeah.
All right. Well, we are gonna try and figure out this thing now, I guess.
Before we get any closer, is there anything weird that you've noticed that hasn't been reported? Anything that you want? Yeah. Anything suspicious? And I give him like the one big eyebrow raise to like kind of implicate him, but not really. I want to put some pressure on him to see if he is like worried about saying anything.
Sure, insight check.
For sure.
Oh, if it was a persuasion or something, I was gonna smile to help, but it wasn't.
Well, you all have advantage on insight checks anyway, so.
Yeah, it doesn't help when you have a -1.
I got a 15. It didn't pop up in the
Okay.
thing.
He's just gonna shake his head. No, fortunately, it's been, other than when it moved, eventless.
All right. Well, thank you for your help, and try to calm down just a little bit. You're a little tense, and typically that doesn't end well for the people that you're trying to protect if you're tense. So breathe and refocus.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, okay.
I'll step away.
Yeah, you're doing a great job, and I'll just walk through with the rest of the team.
Okay. What's everybody's passive perception?
9.
20.
9.
Big number.
Odysseus is 24.
Okay.
I want to say mine's like 23. Hold on. 23.
Okay.
Just a 32.
So as you guys
Right.
breach the perimeter and walk closer, if you get to about less than 100 feet away from it, you will notice I guess Boss, Pumpkin, and Odysseia will notice that there's like this tense static in the air. Not unlike like if you're outside, like in open space when a thunderstorm is about to roll through, like a literal electric static feeling in the air. And when you get even closer than that, the three of you will notice Boss fur and Pumpkin's feathers are kind of like raising up a little bit.
Oh no. What dampens static electricity? I'm trying so hard to think about what that is right now.
Not water.
That was my first thought, and I was like, definitely
Opposite,
not.
yeah.
I know 100% water is not the answer.
Also not metal, which is a problem for Alaska.
Hold on, do I have any protection? I think I have some protection magic.
Yeah, just everyone keep both feet, just shuffle feet forward so you don't create an arc. I mean, I hate to be like, what is it? Because like, what is it?
Yeah, so we're going to use the roll that you had before for history checking this thing because
Cool.
Andrea and I talked about this outside of game. I do want to share something fun with you guys.
I love fun things.
Because I like revealing to you how my brain works with stuff like this when it doesn't spoil
Secrets.
anything. So this won't spoil anything, I promise. But I every once in a while on like doom scrolling, I'll see like interviews that the people at Wizards do about like the content that they've written or something that's being released soon and stuff like that. And I just caught like a 20-second blurb about something like this. Turned out to be this. And the way they were describing it, I was like, oh, I want to use that. But I don't know what it is yet because it wasn't released yet. So last time we played, when I put this in the game, even I didn't know exactly what it is yet, which is why I assigned patience to it.
Oh.
That's funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I like this. This is kind of meta that I live for.
Yeah. My brain space. Anyway, now I know what it is because the thing has been released, and
Fine.
I'm making it into canon that Alaska did at first think this sounds like a gelatinous cube. Alaska, you're realizing it's so much worse.
Yo.
Oh no.
I need you to make a history check for some of the specifics, but there is, like with your previous check, there is a base amount that you're definitely going to get.
Is this considered a
Object?
What are my three things? Magical item, technological device, or something else?
Is it like architecture, stone?
Magic item, alchemical object, or a technological device? Because that changes what my proficiency is on what this thing is.
It is
20 questions.
not.
Not any of those? Okay.
While you're rolling, I'll tap your shoulder and give you protection from energy so you have resistance to lightning damage.
Ooh, bummer. I only rolled a 9.
Okay.
This is why that extra 4 would have been fun.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
You're...
The name is kind of goofy compared to how bad this thing is. It's
That's
called
the
a
best
blob of annihilation.
Oh.
Oh my god.
That's awful.
Alaska, you do know, like, these things are legend lore. Like, truly, even for the reaches of the cosmos, could this kind of thing actually exist, or is it just a story created by well-traveled people of the multiverse?
Sure.
Apparently it exists. It is a physical manifestation of cosmic entropy.
Oh no.
that is like the most efficient way to describe it. The fact that it's not like melting through the ground in front of you is confusing to you because of how powerfully dangerous the substance is.
You said it was a physical manifestation of what?
Cosmic entropy. Entropy being like the force that makes all things age.
See,
Yeah.
I thought you said entropy, but then
Yeah.
It's
my
like
brain did
not,
a little
not
flip,
a
and I was
black
like,
hole.
what?
Yeah.
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 Instead of gravity, it's time. That's fucking crazy, actually. I love that. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's so cool.
It's this is like brain busting stuff. And Alaska, you will see
My head
Oh,
brain.
no, there's a
yeah.
photo.
um on it, upon checking it out, you can actually see just like this black, like the thing is like a giant dark blue thing, right?
Sure.
It's not quite opaque, but like a heavy translucent. So it's got a little bit of like a sheen to it. It almost looks like you can see like into it a little bit. But it's also dark. You swear you can see like something kind of like maybe a couple 100 feet into it.
Yeah.
And with your 9, this would be surprising to you because you don't understand how any physical thing could actually survive being engulfed by this.
That was some ambient humming right there. That was...
So does the thing that I see in like the shape that I can kind of see inside it, is it the shape of that crater?
It's going to be very, very hard for you to tell with the dark and the hue and color of this thing. It's just like there's an off coloring somewhere in there that indicates to you something's in there, but it's kind of like shapeless from what you can tell.
Sure. I think as we come up on it, and Alaska sees that, she starts like going through like her Rolodex of items, and she's like, "Oh, yeah. So this is so much worse than what we originally thought. Does anyone else like? I think somewhere in my family history there's like a tapestry about this guy, but has anyone else heard of the Blob of Annihilation?
Everybody roll a history check.
Excellent.
Oh, I'm gonna make a Dissy do it too because we know that number's gonna be high as shit.
Yeah. Would my... Oh, wait, you
Oh
do DC,
no,
never mind.
I've
bummer.
never
One
seen
of the
this
two.
before.
Absolutely not.
What
Okay.
is it?
Okay.
Okay. Nice. Bost and Odysseia. Same as Alaska. Like only in like some very off the cuff, random lore of things of the multiverse, like that you came across once, maybe. You would have heard of this substance that is usually associated with like the remains of dead gods. And
Oh, that's a new piece of information.
Oh,
Yup.
no.
and as far as you can know, are just like randomly wandering in empty expanses between the realms of the multiverse. Like to see one in a plane of existence is absolutely mind-boggling to you.
This sounds so fucking cool. Oh my god.
Big spooky blob.
So, I think bolstered with how far away from it are we ish now?
I'm going to say to get what you've gotten so far, you'd have to be about 50 feet away.
Cool. I feel like I should touch it. Listen, I'm
Just gonna do this.
No.
No.
Probably not.
But
if something
I-
has annihilation in the name, probably that's not the thing that you should touch.
Rebecca Marie attempted, and it got her before she got there.
right, but she's a child.
Okay.
I would call it science, call it fact finding. I feel like we're gonna need to know more about this other than just walking around it and trying to remember the things that we know about blobs of annihilation. And the only way we're gonna learn anything is by changing something.
Let's throw a rock at it first to make sure it
I
doesn't
like
melt
that.
something.
I like
Like-
that one. Let's throw something at it.
I mean, I am the shape of a rock.
Wait, one moment. Excuse me, blob of annihilation, do you speak a language? And then I'll say that in common and primordial. Yeah, because those are the two that I know.
There is no response.
No, okay. Okay, now we throw a rock at it.
Alaska's gonna try. I also don't think this is gonna work, but she has a sense after that one time that she killed a thing and got a super fun power from her gluttony. She's gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
And
Nice.
she's gonna say, greetings. She's going to say this. I also would love to see what happens with Pumpkin, but she's gonna go, greetings and salutations. My name is Alaska Jane. Could you, hello, Mr. Blob of Annihilation. Is there any information you might want to give us as to what you're doing here?
There is no response.
That's crazy.
Pumpkin's gonna stand there with her little hands on her hips, just harumphing a little bit, like looking at this
Dude.
giant, terrifying thing.
Are there any actual words in those harumphs that I might be able to understand if you were considered an animal? Does the Speak with Animals work on you? Can I speak your language now?
Honestly, I think her general like grunts and harumphs sound like a cacophony of several different words put together because she can't just like land on one thing.
Sure.
So it's probably a mixture of like coffee creamer and I don't know, the cart is broken and just general kind of exclamations of I'm very uncomfortable with whatever's
Sure.
happening here.
Mm-hmm. Does any of us know detect thoughts?
I don't. I sure don't.
I don't think so, but I'm
Was
gonna
our
look.
best hero?
Does he a might?
I have.
I
I
think
feel like she would, of all the people.
I have detect. She has detect magic up.
Hmm.
I don't even think I can learn.
I'm gonna call out to. Actually, I want to look around. Are one of the groups that have a mage with them near us?
You are at one that doesn't. So the closest one would be about like almost 600 feet away.
Damn. Okay.
We
Because
could throw
despite
lunchbox at it.
like trying to watch you guys, they are staying at the perimeter.
Mhm. Hmm. I mean, it would be nice to exhaust every option before
Yeah.
we throw rocks at it. But I think if it
Pumpkin's,
wanted
like
to give
slowly
us...
putting a rock down.
Oh, no, you can keep... Don't worry. I think that's our
Um,
next step because I think it would have given us a sign that it can
She picks it back up.
Yes.
Okay.
Good. I do this maniacally and sarcastically.
Is it considered a creature? Because we could try message.
I mean, yeah, I have
Um,
message.
Yes. Those of you that rolled very well on history checks, yes, it would be considered a creature of sorts. More of a sentient thing than a creature specifically, but
Can we attune to it? That would be awful.
Like, can anyone else try to talk to it in like
Yeah.
a more of a secret brain way?
I mean, sure. I'll try message. And sorry, I'm just looking over message again.
No, you're good.
And I'll just say, hi there. We're just trying to figure out what you are and what you want. Can you give us any information?
You are saying this to who?
The
Cube, the
blob.
blob,
The blob. Oh,
boa,
man.
blob of annihilation.
The boa. Oh my god.
There is a response.
Okay, then I'm gonna prestidigitation a rock, and I'm gonna throw it. See what happens.
Okay.
Fire!
Have you ever been in like a museum of science kind of place where they have
Never.
like specially built rooms that manipulate sound in weird ways?
I know of those, but I've never been in one.
Yeah. If you have ever been in one, imagine like throwing a rock at a wall really hard in one of those like weirdly echoey chambers. Logan, the best way I can describe it, and anyone else that hasn't been in a room like that, it's going to be like, it's almost like you can hear the rock hitting the wall at exactly the distance away that you see, but it's also like hitting a wall immediately right next to your ear at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So you all hear that effect when this thing impacts the cube, and it like echoes maybe a dozen times, diminishing a little bit in the volume of the sound each echo. But it's like the rock hit solid concrete.
And the rock did not like disintegrate on impact, like it falls and hits the ground.
Yeah, like impacted and then just dropped to the ground. And this would be surprising to Alaska,
Right.
Lost, and Odysseia.
Since it didn't get absorbed.
Right.
Sure.
Did it get
Gotcha.
zapped?
It did not.
So we're 50 feet away.
Hmm?
And I have protection of energy on me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking start walking towards it.
What if we do a mage hand touch first? What if we? I am so horrified that I'm about to see you get turned.
I have
into
124
literally
hit
nothing.
points, and I
This-
and like wild saving throws. I am. What if the child got a little bit zippity zapped and was otherwise totally okay? Let's just see. I'm just gonna
Yes.
start closing distance and see what happens. So 40 feet
Yes.
away.
My child was okay.
Oops, already walking 40 feet away.
Nothing happens.
I've conjured a mage hand, and it's gonna be like right above your collar. to like if anything bad happens,
That's
I'm
so
gonna.
cute
I'm
that
gonna
you
give
think
a
that
tug.
mage hand can at all lift anything on my body.
It's the thought. It's the thought that it'll get some momentum to pull you away from a closed circuit. Is
5
the
pounds of
entire
force.
thought.
30 feet
There's-
away.
Nothing happens.
I'll follow.
25 feet away.
You'll notice that the static energy is like feeling stronger, but nothing actually happens.
15 feet away.
Nothing happens.
10 feet.
Nothing.
5 feet.
Nothing.
Touching it with my hand.
Okay. When you get to like an inch away from it, you'll get just like you'll hear the zzz, and get a static shock that it's not going to like, you don't lose hit points. But it like numbs your middle finger and the 2 fingers around it for like a solid 10 seconds before you get feeling back in them.
Alaska's touched a gelatinous cube before. How does it compare?
This is not like, did you continue to touch the cube after you got zapped?
I think I'm just like, again, trying a general, not immediately yet because I've just gotten zapped, but just like in my brain, like trying to parse together. I know this thing. How
Mhm.
is it similar to this thing?
You know that it should be like the burning of acid if you were to physically, if you were to actually touch it.
Sure.
It would be on the scale, of course, far more harmful than a regular gelatinous cube, but it
Sure.
would be basically the same thing, just in a much more dangerous scale.
I think after the zap, she pulls her hand back and she's like, accumulate all knowledge in all forms, and she like full hand, like she's touching it.
Okay. Are you trying to like see if you can push into it, or are you just touching the surface?
I want to see if I can push into it.
Mm.
It's oobleck. Oh,
No.
no. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Is this a thing that I could help with by having that mage hand and giving like a pull? Like, is this a thing that having something pull in the opposite direction would help with?
You're about to find out.
Okay.
Okay.
I rolled poorly, but it is a 19.
How do I want to do that?
Alaska is now missing a hand.
I also need a Constitution check. No, save. Constitution save.
Good,
Yeah.
because it's a higher number. 21.
Oh.
Okay.
Easy sleazy, guys. What we're talking about.
When your hand just touches the surface at first, you're gonna get a zap that goes like all the way up your arm, and it feels like you legitimately just lose 99% of the feeling in your entire arm. And then you get yoinked in.
Oh!
Oh no!
Are we? Is this just the movie Annihilation? Are we just like I'm about to turn into Natalie Portman and there's a bunch of like hybrid animals fucking around?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
There's a bear that sounds like someone's screaming in a death throw. Yes.
I hate that. I hate it so much.
Three
I hate it.
people.
Yep. Okay. So you get sucked in. It happens so fast. Kazan, I need you to make a dexterity save to see if you
Okay.
can like actually react at all meaningfully with the mage hand.
Okay. I will dex save. 24!
Pretty good.
Okay.
Fucking go!
Pretty good.
So the second you see, or the moment you see Alaska's hand like breach the surface, you have this instinctual moment of, oh fuck. The mage hand like grabs her collar, and Alaska, you can feel like just the littlest pull in the opposite direction, but your focus is probably going to be more so on the fact that your arm is getting got
It's
zapped,
numb.
and before you can even think, you're sucked into this thing, and it feels like you get launched through like wormhole after wormhole after wormhole, like through the different realms of existence and just like the void of the cosmos for maybe a second. And during that full second, you experience this debilitating, crushing pressure all over your body. You are going to take
Oh no. Okay.
6d6, and we end up with an 18 of points of force damage. That was
Actually, that's half.
that is half.
66 is half. So
True.
it's also nothing to me. Again, I'm still over 100 hit points, fam.
For
Okay.
that 1 second, it feels like all of the air was sucked out of you, and despite the fact that you can actually survive without breathing for at least several minutes, I forget exactly what it is, but
Oh.
it feels like at the end of this 1 second, you're like, at the end of that, I might die from suffocation right now. And then you just get launched out of this thing back at the crew. And
It's
take another
spontaneous.
15 force damage just from being like yeeted out and slammed onto the ground. The Constitution save was basically for like, were you able to maintain your mental fortitude and sanity through this experience?
Oh god.
You were gonna get
rolled
Lovecrafted? Oh fuck, that would have been awful.
The 15 would have been to like, okay, you didn't go temporarily insane. 20
Nice.
was the threshold for something else. You realized, like, while you're being hurled through all of existence, that there is like another word that got uttered. It was protect.
Protect.
And so all of you are just going to see Alaska have this moment of like, well, here we go. And then get sucked in. And for you, it's like almost immediately just get sucked back out or thrown back out.
Just like t-shirt cannoned back out of the...
Yeah.
Great. And then just slide along the floor.
Yep.
I'm gonna stand over. So what did we learn?
Ow. Kind of nothing. Protect.
Pumpkin's gonna stand there and like kind of do one of these like you good? Alright.
Can she feel her? Is it like full numb, or does it feel like I slept on it wrong? Like
It feels like you slept on it
angry
wrong.
tingles?
As you kind of like get your wits about you again, it's like that. Yeah.
yeah.
I'll reach my arm down to help you up.
I'll use the other arm to pick myself up because this is still pins and needles tingly.
And then on the way up, I will use my like 4d4 of healing that I can give you.
No.
It's 4d4. It's 4d4. It's not gonna do it.
Fine.
Okay.
It's not gonna do it. I'm fine. I'm fine.
I've got a tincture for that.
Excellent.
Sorry, I don't know what you guys all saw, but I felt like I was like shunted through wormhole after wormhole after wormhole after wormhole of like all of the different things, and then also heard the word protect. In a way that it felt as though I might have lost my mind.
Pumpkin's gonna immediately grab your face and like
Yes.
put it up against hers, but like forehead to forehead, eyes staring straight into yours. I'm trying to glean through like not really any magical means, but just like a general vibe check. Like the fuck just happened to you?
I mean, yes. Is this like, are you trying to make a roll, or are you just, do you think I'm gonna tell
Kind
you
of
more
a-
information because your head's right here?
Kind of a combination of all of the things. You know what? Here. Are you okay, darling? What happened in there?
I told you. I have no
gonna
other
squint a little.
thoughts right now. I don't know what to do. It's just a fucking cube that's there, and it's just gonna be there because there's like, we can't fucking fight it. I don't think. Maybe.
Just gonna let go of your head, like slowly back away.
Do we need to reach out to the wizards?
I mean, probably.
Are they going to care?
That is a different question. Who doggy? Is it worth it to try and hit it with something that's not a rock?
I mean, I have plenty of spells that make things hurt.
I mean, again, in the attempt of fact finding, of like information gathering, I feel like there's still more experimenting we could do with like hitting it with things, if it's going to teach us to see if there's anything else to know other than that touching you sends you through a wormhole and maybe doesn't make you go insane. Is there, I don't know what would have happened at 20, but since I hit the 21, is there like anything else I can glean from like what could have happened to my brain in there?
Yeah, it over the table. It's known as madness in D&D.
Sure.
So that's why I'm using the word like in character. It's like, yeah, you could have
Sure.
legitimately just at least temporarily gone insane.
Goo 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 goo.
I
I'd
mean-
jump in.
Y'all want me to hit it with some Jim's magic missile? See what happens? Could be fun.
I'm horrified because we're so close to it that we can't get away from it if it decides to roll over onto us.
Oh. It'll
could
take
get-
a while for it to roll.
You know, I have another stupid idea. Dispel magic.
Okay,
Have
I'm
I
gonna
been-
cast dispel magic on it.
Yeah.
Um,
With my good hand.
so you cast a spell on this thing, and imagine that imagine as if you had like shot a legitimate like beam of light out of your what do you use as your spellcasting focus?
I have an amulet, I think. I probably have a holy symbol.
Okay, yeah, like imagine your holy symbol like casts a light out in order to cast this spell. At the point that it would touch the blob, there's like a little, maybe couple inch in diameter, like ping, like a circular ping of white, and then it fades away very slowly over the course of maybe a second, and you'll see like little light ripples just kind of go out from that point. Nothing else seems to happen.
Cool. Well, that didn't do anything. I don't know about anybody else. Maybe everyone has better eyes than me. I feel like I can see something inside of it. Is anyone else like focusing on it? Can anyone else see anything inside of it?
I'm gonna do a squint and look in.
Yeah.
Perception check.
I'll look hard.
Yeah, can everybody make perception checks?
I
Can
would-
anyone get advantage because I said something about it?
26.
Sure.
I will save the advantage for somebody else.
What's happening? Did I do anything?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Let's give that advantage to Boss.
Oh god.
That
What
one out of
happened?
the way.
Let's try it again.
Uh,
No? Did it do it?
Not yet.
Oh
Okay.
god. Come on.
I'm sure it'll get there. It's just thinking, like, real hard.
No.
You want to roll a dice.
My
What
computer's
should I do?
my computer's being sassy again.
It's changing
Uh-oh.
its mind.
Oh no.
Today, not today. You get to wait.
Yeah. My
I have.
my computer has decided that this website's gonna freeze up. So and I can't actually get to the other website because it's covering up the
Oh
other one.
no.
No.
Cool.
So, hold on. Here we go. So that is a 17 plus 8. Whatever that means.
25.
25.
25.
God damn.
Okay, so Pumpkin, Odysseus, and Bast. You can see like way off. There is a discoloration that would seem to indicate that something is in there. But it's pretty far away. And again, it's dark out. This thing is like a dark blue, so like even just seeing a slight discoloration at all would be very difficult.
Cool. I'm gonna point to it and say, "Oi, wench, you stained my coat." There's something there.
I
So
have.
do we just stay here overnight and maybe look at it better tomorrow with the sunlight and see if anything's changed?
I think that's the smarter idea. I do have a thought.
I would love to hear it.
maybe we could split it open because I have Wall of Force, and this thing is big enough
Ooh.
that I wonder if it would be able to like separate
Yo.
two parts of it.
Damn.
Do we want to wait until tomorrow morning?
Into it.
I'm
So we
okay
can
with
see
waiting
what we're
until.
splitting open.
Do we want to? Do we want to just camp out here for the night, or do we want to spend time going back to town?
If it's a whole day of travel, we should
That's-
probably stay here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just
Yeah.
camp here tonight.
Cool.
Okay. So you're camping here. Do you want to be camping at or near the guard camp, or just kind of like where you arrived?
I mean, probably guard camp. That way, again, if it flops over in the night, we don't all get smashed to death.
We get smashed to death
For-
together.
For sure, guard camp.
As a team.
Oh,
I think.
camaraderie.
Yeah. If we
Only Odysseus remains because she's the only person who cannot be killed because she's not here.
that would be so unfortunate.
Yeah.
She
got,
comes
like,
back
Liam's
to 4 new
tiny
characters
hut.
and she's like, "Who the fuck are you
Who
people?"
are all these people?
We got squash
If-
the bird instead. Not them.
If we camp out by the guards, I would probably like do a little bit of snooping and like try to like eavesdrop on conversations that are going on.
Okay. You are welcomed to the camp. And you have probably at least as good, if not better, of your own like camp setup and provisionings than the rest of the camp has. It's not like they're roughing it, because they're two sets of guard companies from two of the biggest cities in the Sword Coast.
Right.
It's just to emphasize like how posh you guys have it in general, compared to average. Kazan, make an investigation check.
I'd love to make an investigation check. Oh, I forgot that after I switched over, I don't have proficiency in that anymore. Let's see, what is our number?
Ooh,
Yo!
nice.
Natural 20!
Shit.
We still got it.
That's what's up.
There's gonna be like general whisperings about among the guard of just like completely focused on this thing. Like, yeah, nobody I know has ever heard of what this could be. Like the occasional person saying, "What if it's an omen sent by the gods? Are we doomed for death? Are we? Is it something benevolent? My wife packed a go bag just in case. All sorts of stuff along those lines."
Mhm.
Was there anything specific you were trying to listen for, or just kind of generally get the tea?
I wanted to generally get some tea, and I also wanted to know if there were... Kazan's paranoia would have been like, surely none of these people are involved and like know what's going on, right? So that would have been like my secret motivation for why I would have wanted to do this, but it was generally getting the tea
Yeah.
of like what's going on.
Yeah, with all that, you would genuinely get an understanding that like truly nobody knows here what the fuck is going on, and clearly not involved.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think once everybody like started going to bed and like some of the during like a lull in like the traffic at the camp, I probably would have like taken a piece of parchment and written down like you're only doomed if you choose to be, and then like attach that to a part that is like highly visible in the camp. With the intention of that being motivational, but with no regard of like how else that could be interpreted, and then gone to sleep.
Nice.
Kazan just is anonymous.
I am just,
Yeah.
I am anon, yeah.
Give you a can of spray paint and you just become Banksy.
Let's go! I would
Yeah.
love to be Banksy. It's
Fancy
from Kaz's
Banksy.
voice.
Okay, so anything else you want to do or talk about before resting?
So what is the plan if it starts moving, guys?
Run like hell.
I can... How many spell slots do I have? I have... 1, 2, 3... I could Dimension Door 3 times if it gets bad and I have all of my magic
Yeah.
available to me. So that should get us, like...
I mean, my impression was that we were staying with the camp that is roughly a cube face away from where the cube is, such that if it does do a flip down on any of the sides, we're okay.
Yeah, I should
that-
have specified. I meant, like, when we were investigating it and we're, like,
Oh.
up close to it. Like, what do we do then?
Yeah.
I mean,
You could not convince me to sleep next to that thing. Absolutely.
Yeah, you are.
You could have convinced
if
me to sleep
we-
next to it, but I have no fear.
The camp is about a mile away
Sure.
and like off the road. So
Sure.
Sam, what's up?
So let's do our investigation at a quarter.
Sure.
Mm.
That's a good call.
Let's not do our investigation at the center of a mile, a mile-long journey.
Right.
Can
If we do it at a
tell-
corner, we can run away.
What were you
Can
saying?
we tell how this thing has moved before? Like, does it just like slide like a snail, or does it flop like a box?
Flopped last
Yeah,
time,
so
right?
from what you
Okay.
would have seen leading up to it on the road, it would have looked like it turned over on one of its ends once. Yeah.
So it's not gonna like defy physics and like turn on a point if we happen to stay on the corner.
You don't know. It's only moved once, but that is how it has moved.
That would be
Sick,
so
okay.
unfortunate if the cube is
So
like, check this
unfortunate.
out, and then kickflips itself and is like,
Hey guys, look at me!
Yeah. Look what I can do.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. I like the corner idea. That's good. That's good.
Very smart.
Okay. You will have a nice long rest with an uneventful evening. You will be woken up though, rather
Oh.
abruptly with this loud, like groaning. Have you ever heard? It's a very common effect in like a movie, if like a big building is collapsing or like a large crane is falling over. Just like the metal creaking sound. But it drones on like a lot louder and longer than any of the little ones that have happened up to this point. Like I said earlier, it like every few minutes it let out a little sound. This one was like an antagonizing groan from something this big is what it sounds like. And the end that you arrived on will start to rise from the ground. It's pretty
it's flipping.
slow.
Over the other direction.
Nope, it looks like it's going the same direction it did the first time.
Right. Okay. But like moving away from the road, basically. It's just like slowly flipping away from the road.
No, it's going along the road southward.
But it's
Like-
traveling in the same direction it did last time. It's
Yes.
not going backwards. Okay.
Correct. So the side slowly rises, and you can see like all of the guards are in go mode.
Sure.
There's like maybe a third of them that are around you in the camp are like they pull out these devices that have lenses on them to see far distances away, telescopes and binoculars. And wait, yeah, telescope.
Yeah.
And then they're giving like hand signals that everybody else is like after a few seconds will like relax a bit, like they're not frantically trying to grab things and run. You can see that a few of them, most of them had already gotten to like gather points centered around mages. And you will see after like 3 or 4 seconds the cube is still rising. It's a very slow
Sure.
procedure that's happening right now. In 11 different spots along a like central, I'm gonna say the lane in between all of the tents. You will see runic circles appear out of nowhere, and then with several popping sounds, you'll see, was it 7? Yeah, 7 people at a time just pop there. All of you would recognize these as teleportation circles. Here we are seeing the plan for what do we do if the cube moves.
Sure. Are you just looking at this as like max number of people that can go through a teleportation circle?
No, it would be so with the way that they were able to set this up and perform the magic, it was a pair of guards every 500 feet.
Oh, sure,
and
sure.
every
Okay.
third one had a mage. So it's 3 pairs of guards and 1 mage covering all that.
Sure.
So actually it shouldn't be 11 different summoning circles. It should be
Sure.
like,
But yeah, the enough circles
4.
are popping up that they're moving people out of the way.
yeah. And all of them are like really shaken up. Everybody's making sure everybody's okay. The cube is continuing to tilt over on its one edge, and everybody goes from like panic to just complete wonder and awe, staring at this thing. The groaning is still happening, and then boom. Everybody make a dexterity saving throw.
Christ, okay.
Is everyone probably within 10 feet of me?
I think that's reasonable.
Great, everybody add 4.
18.
I'm gonna need that. 16.
Great. Odyssey got 12.
Dang it. I got a 22, but
Oh.
it's
Alaska
but I
was
wasn't-
ready.
going up. So yeah, 22, so 26 with the extra 4.
Nice.
Okay. Odysseia is the only person that doesn't save. At the moment that this thing impacts the ground, it didn't increase in speed as it came down the second half of this, as you might expect. It just
Wait,
kept
Odyssey
turning.
got a 13.
Yeah, 15 was the save.
Oh.
Everybody else got a 15 or higher, right?
No. There's a 14 and a 12 also there, which are lower than 15.
Those
Plus
are
the 4,
before
though.
the 4.
Plus the 4 though.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Those numbers are small.
this like defies physics in every way that you could conceivably observe this thing defying physics outside of like just flying. It completely of its own motivation, whatever that is, just started tilting. And then you might expect like whatever force was propelling it should have increased as it was coming down, but it didn't. It just kept going at this really slow tilt. But then the second the next face reached the ground, it's as if it was dropped by several hundred feet in the air. The ground beneath you almost seems like it completely like you lose the ground beneath you, and then it slams back up on your feet, and a small, what feels like an earthquake results from this. Odysseia falls over. She's not hurt at all, but she completely loses her footing. The rest of you are at least like really physically at least shaken up. And then all of the guards kind of go into a frenzy right after that of like, oh shit, yeah, there's a thing we have to do. And everybody starts, like, the people who are teleported start reporting into somebody. And clearly there's like a shift change in progress now. So more like some people are running toward it, some very hesitant to do so given what just happened. And other people are like in full sprint still after the thing was done moving this direction.
Once things calm down a bit, Alaska's gonna try and find someone who looks like they're in charge, and just be like, "Well, that was exciting. Clearly this is the second time it has done that. Well, how long ago was the first one? Like, does there seem to be a pattern?
Who are
How
you
often
asking?
it's flipping over? Someone in charge, but like after everyone's calmed down, like a skosh, and people are going back to places, she's looking for someone in charge.
Okay, I need help from anybody who takes notes. Intent to wink.
Yeah.
Have I explicitly stated how
No.
long ago this thing arrived?
You said
No,
arrived about a
week.
week ago. but we
Okay.
don't know how
Oh, okay.
when it turned over last.
Right. Okay. So this particular guard looks like one of a few others with similar. The thing that sets them apart the most is their head dressing. It's like a
Sure.
helmet. You'd understand them to be like commanders. And the one nearest you will say, "It's been 4 days."
So roughly every 4 days, it seems as though roughly every 4 days it's flipping over.
Are you
Is
saying
the
that to
thing
the
that I
group or
asked
to
them.
him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because if it was
it's only happened twice, but yes.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. Back to the team. Pumpkin, I believe you have the sending stone that talks to our wizards 3.
Do I? I think I do.
I think you do because you like things.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So it's probably on like basically like a fantasy ripcord sort of a thing.
Sure.
on-
That's fun.
on
Like the
her belt of
keys.
stuff.
Can
Yeah.
Nice.
I borrow that from you for a hot moment?
Mm-hmm.
I think we should
Like,
let them
pulls out the
know.
cord
Maybe
Hands it out.
incredible. She's gonna like tap it and be like, I get 25 words.
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Before I open it up, I feel like we should probably tell them maybe they can get some more research on it, maybe faster than we can down here. I'm hoping Morty maybe might be able to do that for us.
Like figure out what's making it go. Yeah, for sure.
Or give us, again, literally any more information than we currently seem to have right now.
He seems to be particularly good at sharing information. So.
All right. I'm going to try this. 25 words, ready to go.
One.
Alaska Jane here. We seem to be up against a blob of annihilation. Flipping over south every 4 days. Any information on removing it would be appreciated.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Probably
7,
pretty close.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. I've got 27.
Oh well, so I would lose the last any information.
Would be,
Yeah,
or would.
yeah. Or maybe any information, and then I'll see someone flashing me a 1, and I'll just go, great, and then click it back off. There we go.
Okay. Given our time at the moment and the fact that I would like to craft my response, let's take a
Fair.
quick break.
Great.
Sounds good.
dead god's body that it just kind of like scattered around and just kind of like
Right.
fell into places.
And again, like because we knew that it felt like something had happened because I saw the dice roll across. I know what's happening. We're on screen right now.
Yeah, I
Spoiler alert.
didn't want to trick you guys. I just wanted to get the discussion because we're talking about it. So yeah, we're
Mhm,
we're
mhm.
back.
Yeah, because did we get a feeling that something had shifted over? We got some sort of feeling that like this was explicitly like related to us being out there because like we were an enigma to being out there, right?
You were not an enigma to being out there. It was specifically the moment that you experienced your ravenous hunger while you were out there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it germped the thoughts of a dead god.
Make an insight check.
Rude. Yeah, roll it with advantage. It's gonna be like 2 4s. Okay, 18.
It
Okay.
was 1-4.
Going to I'm going to piggyback this off of what you had known before about these things.
Sure.
Oh man, the thought is in my head. You ever have those thoughts that are like, how do I actually say this in words?
Yep.
Mhm.
I'm
Often.
wrestling with that right now.
I feel that in my soul.
You're bordering on the brink of madness, is what that is.
Right?
Shit.
Very
Someone
topical.
rolled less than a 15.
Actually, just to make this fun, is this something that you like said out loud in the discussion, or is this an Alaska internal thought?
I think this is an Alaska internal thought, like trying to like why it's here. Like maybe like as she's waiting for the response from Morty. Like having just sent the message, she's trying to figure out like why else might it be here? What did we maybe not give him enough information?
Okay.
Yeah.
This is going to be it's going to be a little bit vague. At least the goal here is to give you over the table as well as in character the sense of like you have a theory.
Mm-hmm.
It's buck fucking wild,
Sure.
but not feasible.
Mm-hmm.
When Alaska experienced the hunger in the Astral Sea,
Mm-hmm.
you and I think it was Odysseia had that feeling of like something like a rule of existence was just broken. Extremely powerful beings could, with the right scheming minds, take advantage of such a tear in reality in order to make other nefarious things happen. With the right reaction time, the right magic, the right knowledge, and frankly, the sheer godlike ability to do so.
It's got fucking Beckers written all over it.
And I will cap this off by saying you do, as with what little is actually known about these things,
Sure.
you do at least confidently understand that these things don't just go to different places in the multiverse all willy-nilly. It probably had to be sent here.
Cool.
I don't know if Odysseia actually told us about this, right? And so this
About
about something
the rip
that
in the
I'm-
space-time continuum.
Well,
Ah.
about something that I'm gonna ask about right now.
Sure.
She saw like the ribbons
Hmm?
coming from all of us, right? Was it coming from all of us, or was it just coming from Alaska?
I think the
Uh,
ribbons were coming from all of us.
They were from all of you, and did she not tell you about it?
I mean,
think
maybe
it
not.
just ended up not coming up because it's like
Exactly.
it wasn't. We didn't think it was relevant to the situation of like,
Yeah.
oh, now
That
we just
sounds more accurate.
we just know that like these are like we just need these to be alive in the astral plane.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
So,
if,
like-
if Odysseia hasn't shared this yet, I am personally confident that she would, so I'll just say it as Odysseia. She would now explain that those ribbons are really just literally tying you or anchoring you to where you came from so that you can go back out of the astral sea. And yes, they can be severed, and that is deadly. But that didn't happen, so you're all good.
Can she see any ribbons on this thing anchoring it to somewhere that's not here?
Ooh, have her make a perception check.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah,
that's cool.
Was that what you were thinking, Sam?
Well, I was wondering if that was tied to this at all, or if there was some sort of tie in some way.
Can she give herself guidance?
Yeah.
Great. I'm adding a D4 to that then.
Amazing.
I like to describe guide. I love the physical action of guidance, and so maybe she's like scrunching her chin, and she's like giving herself guidance.
That's
Yeah.
really cute.
I hate how red
Hell
I
yeah,
look.
22.
Whatever. 22.
Because she rolled like shit on the actual roll.
She's gonna have a similar. I don't know if I want to call it a revelation, but she'll have a similar thought to Alaska that like the ribbons specifically that is a thing that's unique to the astral sea.
Okay.
And like beings from other planes that aren't supposed to be there, in a certain way of putting it. She does not see anything like that happening with this cube. It wouldn't be surprising to her, but it was a good thought to explore. She will land on kind of the same thing, that like the most logical thing that she can think of is that someone or something intentionally sent this thing here from wherever it was. But doesn't really have any thoughts as to specifics beyond that.
But there's great. Then I feel like probably Odyssey and Alaska would share that in a similar like thought of like this thing had to be sent here. It's too big not to just fucking show up. As we wait to see if we get anything from Mordenkainen like right now, or if he's like, hold on, let me research that, or whatever the response is in the immediate moment.
Okay. One more thing. Everybody make an insight check.
Ooh, oh no.
Love it. Is this? I mean, we get all our insight checks with advantage, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
All right. Shit. You
I
want the
love my
good roll, or
natural
do you
20
want the
for a
good
fucking 19.
roll? So cute.
Jesus, Odysseia. Jesus
love
fucking
negative
Christ,
modifiers.
Odysseia.
This was legitimately a 25. This was a very fucking hard check.
Damn.
Odysseus or Alaska's thinking so hard. She knows as much as she can, and she's got like a nosebleed, and it's still only a 19.
Love her.
Oh man. Okay, so
Trying
Pumpkin,
hard.
Odysseia. You're the only ones above 25, right?
There's a 29 in
Yeah.
there.
There is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pumpkin.
Oh, yeah. So Pumpkin and Odysseia. I'm gonna say you two you all have this moment of like looking around, like what the fuck, and Pumpkin and Odysseia lock eyes for a second and have like a
One
this kind of
those
moment.
moments. Yeah.
I'm not gonna try to reason through why you have this thought. I'm just gonna put it out there.
Go for it.
Vecna must realize that someone is working to thwart his ritual. but he has to spend so much of his raw energy, power, magic, and focus into that ritual that the best thing he can do to counter is to send dangerous things, beings, what have you, scattered across the multiverse to attempt to randomly counter whoever's acting against him.
Hey.
Mm.
I feel like that would be shared by Odysseus.
If that's his plan, then it means that we're
on the right path.
that we're on the right path, and that he thinks that we're enough of a threat that he needs to stop us.
Alaska feels pretty proud of herself right now.
I think we need to get people out of Waterdeep. I forgot the name for a second. Because if this keeps going south and it does eventually hit Waterdeep, there really won't be anything that they could do there.
Right.
So
Roughly how far north are we from Waterdeep? If it's moving like a mile a day every 4 days.
It's gonna take a while, right?
Like I'm thinking like a couple of months.
yeah, we thought about it during the break, and it's like
Yeah.
like
You're
months
sitting there
level.
doing the math.
It's I mean, it's difficult to measure on roll 20 because the road is not straight.
Sure. But like a
but-
couple of thousand, like couple hundred miles.
At least 400 miles.
Cool.
Like
So at least
450 is a straight line, and the
Sure.
road is not. So
sure. So that's
I
like
got a year to prepare.
yeah.
Yes.
Check back on it in a month if we haven't fucking gotten it out of the way. At which time it will have moved 7 miles.
7 miles.
Unless it gets faster, but we won't fucking know that yet.
I think we should get it to where people of Waterdeep know that this is a threat that's coming and should start
Yes.
preparing for it.
Yes.
I could go talk to some of those officers while you guys decide what to do next, so we're not just like sitting around, or I don't know, or while we're waiting for Morty to respond. I don't know if he's gotten back yet.
I forgot that. I'm sorry.
Morty?
Yes, there is a response. He will send a message. We have only ever heard of these from. I still have not landed on the word I want to use here. I'll just say friends.
Sure. Colleagues.
Friends, scholars. Scholars of the multiverse. My only thought is that it can only be sent away, not defeated.
Sure.
Do I?
Cool. I'm not sending this back to him. I'm just thinking out loud. Cool. Now we just have to figure out how to send it away. Ow.
If we just have to send it away, I have an idea that might be too easy.
I would love to hear it.
I have banishment.
Oh, I don't have it yet, but eventually I'll have Banishing Smite. That's
That's
pretty dope, though. I think it's worth a shot.
I'm gonna. Oh, wait, no, it's like half a mile down the road now. I can't do the thing I want to do. But
So we go a half a mile back up.
yeah, so let's. I just gotta get it within range in it, and I'll just try to send it away and see if If it's
So
that
just to be
easy,
clear, that you guys are going back to it now, right? You're not just at the camp anymore.
if that's what we decide on.
Why don't
Okay.
we'll talk about it first. So hypothetically, if let's like work out a plan, right? So
Mhm.
banishment, what is required for the banishment to work?
It has to fail a charisma.
Mhm.
Would have to fail a charisma save, and then I just have to concentrate on it for a minute, and that's
Right.
it. That's all it
Okay.
has. That's it. As long as it's not from here, which it isn't,
Right.
it just won't come back. But
All right.
I don't know if Vecna could just send it again, which I think would probably be the course of action. Would just be like,
I mean, could he probably, but if we as a team here, is is there any way that we could throw anything else at it potentially that could make it fail that charisma save? Let's all just look at that. Like, what else could we do to lessen the ability of it to save? Any disadvantages? Anything specifically looking at charisma? Um, any Bane? I think maybe Odysseus has.
I do think Odysseus has Bane.
Someone's got Bane. I don't.
If not, Odysseus can prepare Bane, but I don't know if we want to
True.
take that much like control of her when
She's
Vic
got
is in
Bane
here.
prepared right now, so we could do Bane.
Perfect.
Like, can we like blitz it with one round of combat?
I think everything else that I would have would be concentration and would like wear off as soon as I try to
Sure,
cast the
sure.
spell. So I don't have. I could heighten it to make it have disadvantage. I could do that, so it'll just
Okay.
automatically have the disadvantage.
Frightened.
And then if for whatever reason it would just so happen to be able to choose to succeed instead, I could do that 3 times. Ooh, do I have anything that could...
No, all my good smites are another level up. Steed.
Actually, I could do it 4 times. I could
Okay.
give a disadvantage 4 times if I use my thing that lets me get sorcery points back. Which actually I think would give me an extra 2.
If we need it, if like that, if we think that's a thing, let's do that. The other thing that Alaska could do is cast Compel Duel on it, which best case just means it's going to try and attack her first so that it keeps it off of anybody else if it does decide to do stupid shit. But I've got nothing charisma based.
We should talk to the other mages and see if they have things that could help with this.
Sure. Bost, any ideas?
I have I have nothing, unfortunately, that
Alright.
that can help in this situation, unless you would like me to scold it and tell it to sit and listen.
I mean, in like a command situation,
Yes.
it could be helpful as just a general like management of the situation, maybe. Similarly to Compelled Duel, just like as a just in case. It's worth a shot. Maybe.
Again, I can hit it good, but
No, it's
Can't-
again, it's totally
can't
just a
make it-
see if it works.
can't make it do things.
Fair. Odysseus would also have banishment if it doesn't ends up not working on your end.
Okay.
Could the two of them work together? Would casting the spell simultaneously create more potent spell.
How do we reference previous things that we've done with that?
Hey, if only there were some other documentation of this on the internet.
If only.
Mhm.
The only thing that I would see with that is that I believe she would have to drop Bane to recast. To
To
cast
do banishment.
banishment, so it just depends on what we think mechanically would be the advantage versus disadvantage. But I think that 2 people casting banishment is probably better than 1 person casting Bane and 1 person casting banishment.
Well, what if we had an army casting banishment?
Fair.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Because if they all have teleportation circles, they would have the capability of
Likely.
at least supplying enough magical energy to do a banishment.
Right. All right, who wants to go talk to a head general again?
I'm great at this, and I walk out immediately without another one.
Great.
Excellent.
What 3rd level did I cast?
While you guys were having this discussion, the entire camp is like being picked up and packed
Totally.
away. It seems clear that they're like getting ready to move
Yep.
to a mile down the road.
I will go out and look for the person with the fanciest headdress, I suppose.
All right. Yep. The company is mostly comprised of humans, elves, and dwarves. You will find an elven man. Probably be the closest one.
Is he like rushing to get things packed up, or is he like giving orders, commanding? What is the?
He is like carrying around a couple packs worth of what you would assume is like his own belongings, and kind of just generally directing people / supervising.
I'll walk up. Excuse me, I'd love to help you with your things, and I'll extend out a hand to like take one of his bags.
That's rather kind of you, but I'm fine.
All right.
We could use help with generally packing up the camp. We have to move to the next location.
I have some important information for you. I'll be happy to help if we walk and talk. And then I'll like pick up something around him.
Yeah, you could grab like there's several tents that have been like collapsed up. You could probably grab one of those.
Yeah, I'll pick up one of the. I don't know how tents are packed up. That's just a gap in my knowledge, but I would.
For me in this kind of setting, like this is a company camp that is, it's a guard. It's not just like random adventurers or traveling merchants. So they have an efficient system. So they have a bunch of tents that can basically be like one shot collapsed and into like a bundle. It's
okay.
a little bit heavy, but a one person could manage carrying it.
Yeah, for sure. I will sling it under my arm and go. First off, my name is Kazan Kabar. Me and my company have come out to investigate the situation with this creature, and we believe we might have found a solution.
Creature? That thing is a creature.
Oh, yes. I suppose it's not entirely explicit that is a living thing. Yes, it is a creature. Kind of like a large minion at this point is like the best way to describe it. It's been sent here mostly as a horrifically destructive distraction. So, upon investigating it, we have discovered that the most reliable and probably only way of getting rid of it is to send it away. Which, given its size, and I'll like motion towards it, we can't do physically, but we could banish it. Are you familiar with the spell banishment?
Familiar with it as in something wizards can do, yes.
So, to explain without getting into a lot of detail, if something isn't of this plane, and the spell is cast on it and it is focused on for about a minute or so, that thing is severed from the plane and cannot come back, unless it forms a new way of entry. And luckily for us, this thing is very, it's not of this plane. So, it feels like an easy solution. However, given the size and the magnitude of this creature's capabilities, we believe it would be best to gather as much support for this casting as possible in order to reduce any risk of it failing or backfiring.
Okay. And you think I can help with this?
Even if you personally can't, all of us would be thankful for you to gather any of the mages that would be able to cast a spell of, I'll just say those that are capable of casting a teleportation circle or very close to that level of skill.
We have at least 8 off-duty mages right now, so yeah, I can gather them.
Yes, please do that. Gather all of them together. If they are able to prepare the banishment spell for today, that would be even better. I would love for you to gather all of them together and meet us, and then I'll just give a general location as to where our group is going to meet. We're probably going to do the corner, I would assume.
Okay.
So I would just kind of point out the area. And as long as everything goes well, this should not be an issue anymore. And that is my request of you.
All right. I like it very well. And he's gonna reach into one of his packs and pull out a familiar ear-shaped stone, and just grasp onto it and think for a moment. And you'll see him looking up like this, like he's getting responses. All 8 should arrive shortly.
Wonderful. I'm glad to see your efficiency in this matter.
Well, it is our prerogative to handle anything we can as efficiently as possible.
Just make sure to keep that in mind in the future, and then I will walk away towards the meeting spot. I think I'm also accidentally going to take his tent with me. I'm going to bring it with me to the meeting spot.
Yep. He's
yeah.
not going to quite notice because there's so much going on right now. He doesn't quite notice.
But then yeah, I will kind of wait for all of the people who are there to gather, and then brief them on the situation. Kind of encourage them to prepare for this casting before meeting back with the group and getting everybody together at that spot.
Okay. So it'll take a few minutes, but folks will arrive fairly promptly. Is there anything else that anybody wants to be doing or talking about or figuring out in that couple minutes?
Can I retcon that I cast Find Steed last night so that Bones is here?
Yeah.
Yay! Bones! Then I have... I think I'm just also helping people move stuff around with Bones.
Okay. Like the camp all together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Until I see everybody starting to gather, then I'll shoot back. Bones and I will shoot back to the team.
Okay. Yeah. Generally speaking, all the stuff that's getting moved is getting loaded onto horse-drawn carts.
Sure.
It really only takes probably 8-10 minutes. It's a very efficient setup that they have going on.
Nice.
And then they're all starting to cart, a mile down the road to set up camp at about the same distance away from the cube's new location. And all the mages have gathered near you guys.
Welcome, everybody. I'm the one who has called you here. These are my associates. I'd like to go down the line so we could introduce ourselves, make ourselves familiar. I'm Kazi
Yeah.
Kavar.
Greetings and salutations. I'm Alaska Jane.
Bostet Campbell.
Odysseus will say her name. Whatever it is.
And then Pumpkin's gonna look over to Boston, kind of like give her a nudge, like,
Yes. Oh, yes. And this is our lovely Pumpkin.
how do you do?
All right, they'll all introduce themselves.
So, I didn't quite listen. I wasn't able to quite catch what what your commanding officer had said, but I will reiterate it here. We have gathered you here because we need your help casting a banishment spell on this creature. As long as this succeeds, it should be gone and out of our hair for good. And that would be the reason why we are wanting to prep so hard for this, is because, to be frank with you, we probably can't kill this thing or destroy it. It has to be sent away. But I believe in each of you individually. You are all, I've heard, quite powerful wizards of your own, in your own right. So I believe that together we can conjure enough magic to send this thing away for good. Has anybody combined magic before?
They're generally gonna like all look at each other, and you'll hear some like mumblings. "Oh, have you done that? I never even thought of it." And you'll get a resounding no from all of them.
Wonderful. Okay.
Great.
Great news is, it's not that hard. It'll, it might be a little wonky because we do have a mix match of casting methods, but typically you feel the weave inside of you when you're casting magic, and you need it to work together with the other individual that you are using magic with. So once once you start channeling that magic within yourselves, you can typically feel that dancing around with the others that you are combining with. You're all powerful. I'm sure you'll get the hang of it rather quickly because you need to. And we don't have we have less time than we would like for this to be done. Are the majority of you familiar with the banishment spell?
They'll all just kind of collectively nod their heads and look around.
Has anybody been able to prepare it for today?
All of them will say yes, we have.
Wonderful. This makes it so much easier. So we all know the process of casting this spell. That'll make the mingling of magic much more synergetic. And then, yeah, I'll just kind of like go into instructing how it would work to cast the same spell with a group of people as opposed to casting the same spell separately.
Okay.
Using more technical terminology and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna do a check
Community
for this.
action.
All right. Now, Odysseus over here will be, actually, quick sidebar. I
Sure.
forgot, what did we decide on? Did we decide Odysseus was banishing or baning?
I mean, do we want 9 people to have banishment or 10 people to have banishment?
The 10?
Great. I think
The
she'll.
merrier.
I was like, why don't we have her cast banishment? I can, if we want, we can still have Alaska do compelled duel, fucking just in case. Just in that the thing has to, if the thing fails, then it has to make a wisdom save before it tries to attack anything else. To like lightly keep everybody slightly safer, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Do we want to have Odysseus cast it, or Kazan because I can do the heightened spell and give it disadvantage on the save.
Ooh.
Oh. Wait, if Alaska does compelled duel, you can still give it disadvantage, or
Yeah, I can still give it disadvantage because I'm just spending sorcery points to give it disadvantage on a saving throw of my spells.
oh,
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Does compelled duel? It just affects the attacks.
it just affects on a failed save, creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against creature other than you, and must make a Wisdom saving throw if it attempts to move more than 30 feet away from me.
Okay.
So it just keeps it still, and it prevents it from trying to attack other people.
Okay.
Is
So, yeah,
it,
we
ju- it
could-
again just like a fail safe just in case?
Just in case. Okay.
Yeah. If it's gonna zap someone, zap the one with the most hit points, and not the pile of glass cannons that are standing behind me.
the barrage of glass cannon.
Yeah.
Yep.
The like combined 60 hit points of the people behind me.
Literally. I literally have 20 hit points. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Okay. So do we want to do the heighten and Odysseus feeds into the banishment?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool. Back into the situation.
Yeah.
Odysseus here, a very powerful cleric. She will be also assisting in the cast. Laska here, acting as a deterrent for it from attacking us, so that we don't get sent into the mass expanses of the multiverse and be forced to contemplate our existence within it. And Pumpkin and Boss here are for extra backup in case things go wrong. But it won't, because I believe in each and every one of you. Fakest smile on my face appears.
Man, where's that inspiring leader feat when you need it, right?
Right?
I just talk for 10 minutes with no bonus because I'm so bad at this. Now, let's get to it. And remember, you're only doomed if you choose to be. And I will be.
There's a t-shirt.
And then, let's get to it.
I think Alaska the whole time, like, just hands on her hips smiling. Like, we can do this, we're a team. Like, yay, guys.
You got like foam fingers, like you're number one. You
Basically, yeah. He's like eluding inspiring leader energy while, like, he's like, I hope the heat death of the universe doesn't, like, trap your brain, you know. All right, are we ready?
Let's get to it.
I have to be within 30 feet of this thing to cast Compelled Duel, which is only terrifying.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
no.
60 feet for banishment, so
Yeah.
everybody got to get real up close.
Everybody close. I will be on, in case I need to make a quick exit, I'm gonna be riding Bones. Because he moves faster than me.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So you guys are going up to it?
Yep.
As you get basically even just out of the camp, you notice that the look of this cube is very different from last night in the dark.
Oh, we totally forgot to fucking look at it in the daytime.
There is, it's like, imagine the clearest powder blue ocean water that you've ever seen. Like you can see that it's there, but you can see like dozens of feet down and see like sand and rocks and creatures. It looks a lot like that. So you can see into this thing like at least several hundred feet, if not, maybe 1,000 or more, before it gets just like deep enough to become more obscuring, translucent. All of you are able to see that there is something inside, right in the middle of this cube. It's a little bit hard to make out features, but you can easily, like, you swear it looks like a giant humanoid. Like, you can generally make out the vague shapes of 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head.
And
Is it like-
worth it to to investigate what it looks like further.
Is it like when you say giant humanoid? Is it like the size class giant, or is it like relative to the cube giant?
Yeah, because it is a mile high.
couple 100 feet in height.
Cool.
Okay. Oh shit!
Yeah, is
I think
Kaz
I
also
figured-
having the oh shit thought?
I think we do we do the rule of like if you have an idea that is like reasonable within the lore of
You can just
things,
say it.
we could say it, right?
I'm gonna say it over the table, and then we make like a history check in character to see if you like an over the table thought is totally valid. Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm like, oh shit, that thing ate a storm giant. That's why it's electric right now. That is my thought.
Oh.
Okay, make a history check.
Okay.
That is an amazing thought.
15.
So you are not one of the people that has knowledge of what this thing is. So
Okay.
to have this idea is reasonable for the 15, but you would have to like discuss with the people who know about this thing in order to determine.
I have the knowledge of a storm giant.
Yes.
I just piecing it together is like that's why it's electric.
Like could it be a storm
Wouldn't be-
giant, and could it like absorb that ability and use it? Like that sort of thought is reasonable for
Okay.
Kazan to have.
Okay.
But you'd have to discuss with the people who know what a blob of annihilation is to see if that could happen.
Perfect. Okay. While we're walking, because I don't want to make a big deal about this to the rest of the gang, I'll lean over to Alaska and go, can these things like take on traits of things that like eat them? Do you know?
I mean, do I know that blobs of annihilation swallow shit the same way that a gelatinous cube does?
You do, yes.
They do. So is that possibly what that thing is inside there?
So for anybody, it was at least Alaska.
I think it was
Odysseia
Alaska.
and Bast.
Odysseia Bast then? Okay, yeah.
Okay. So the three of you have a moment of like, maybe, but then, again, you guys don't know everything there is to know
Right.
about these things, but you have, even from the like fringe of knowledge that you had to know what these things even are in the first place, you have like, you're in a place where it's like, yeah, I know about these things. I know a few things about them, but like they're so rare that there's probably plenty to learn yet. As far as the three of you know, absorbing and using the abilities of something that it takes in is not likely.
Sure.
That is a fascinating idea, my dear, but I don't think that's how all of this works.
Okay, but like, could there be a god in there? Is my thought. If it's something that's hundreds of feet tall, that's humanoid shaped, and we're just at like the, the body of a god.
The three of you with knowledge of these things know that is possible.
Okay, that's terrifying, and I hate that. Does Alaska know who it is?
The shape that you see is so vague.
Yeah.
You can't make out any like facial features or like anything about a body. It's just like, just imagine like looking. I like the water analogy. Imagine you're
Sure.
looking into like very, very deep water. You can see that there's like a body there,
Right.
but short of like, does it have 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head? You can't really make out any details.
Okay, so other stupid question. Because like we saw it like fully do a tilt onto a new side, or like tilt onto a new side, and we know that the first flip that it did, there was like a crater in the middle of it that was roughly 50 feet in diameter. Is it like an action figure in Jello, like where like it's moving a little bit, like on its second flip, is there another crater?
Ooh, good question. There is not another crater.
That's weird. I guess my thought was, was there like an impact of the body like in?
Mm-hmm.
But no. All right, what is it? All right. I'm trying to think of other ways to word things to see if I can just make a check about it to figure out what's inside there, and I think that the answer is no. So,
what kind of mythology do we know about in this space?
Like-
Relative to what?
the Christian God?
I'm saying to our world's
Right.
mythologies, right?
Yeah.
I'm not understanding the question.
In game, what mythologies do we know
Yeah.
about? I think is her question.
Yeah. In game, what mythologies exist?
Oh, okay.
Mm.
What is the word?
You're looking for the word
Monolatry.
that's yeah.
Monolatry. Generally speaking, it's not really a thing in this world to not believe in the gods. It is, they exist. It is known that gods, devils, demons exist.
Sure.
Angels, all that stuff.
Sure.
So there are tiers. There are like your major gods, you have your minor deities, you have angels, and then like demonic equivalents of that, abyssal equivalents of that. Usually if anyone dedicates themselves to a god, it's one at a time.
Right.
Hence the mono in monolatry. And
Sorry. I guess my question was more,
What are their names?
oh, no. Do like Greek mythology and Roman mythology ever pop into our world, to this world?
specifically, no.
Right.
I
Then my thought was not happening.
Oh, okay.
Fair.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
We're all sitting here trying to figure out, okay, there's something inside of it. It's a toy and some jello. We're trying to figure out who the toy is.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me at
That's
least
what we're
say
doing
this.
right now.
Well,
As we're walking
yeah.
up, we can see this thing, and we're trying to fucking figure out who he is.
Yeah.
Like, is this Thor the Thunder God inside,
Right,
inside of
exactly.
the
Yeah. Is it like
is it Zeus?
a friend of Havoc? Like, who's inside
Yeah.
of the jello?
So not being able to see features from outside the cube, especially, like it is humanoid in shape,
Right.
and that, for those of you even with the best of like religious knowledge, not helpful. Almost
Right.
every god and minor deity and even like most angels and even like major demons and devils and stuff, like being humanoid generally and very large doesn't really narrow down much. But for Lost, Odysseia, and Alaska, you would understand that if a living being or even the corpse of one could be in here, the fact that it's not completely decomposed into nothing means it has to be divine in some sense.
Sure.
That's so cool.
Okay, another stupid question. What direction is the body facing right now? Because if this thing is flipping a whole face every 4 days, that means at one point it was just like Superman flat, like in
Yep.
Like plank position. Like,
yeah.
It is upside down.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That's
yeah,
so
upside down
good.
right now.
Oh, I love that.
That was just me wanting
he's-
to know that because physics is funny.
Well, if he's upside down and he flipped twice, so it landed standing up.
It landed standing up, and then it was flat in a direct, either front or back, and then it's
It
now
went
on
on
its
its
head.
tummy, and now now it's on his head.
Okay.
Because
I wonder.
it's like exactly half
or
a mile
he was on
inside of
his
there.
side.
It's just doing cartwheels.
Yeah.
He's like a crab, just
Yeah.
sidewalks, you know?
Okay.
Well,
All
I
right,
mean,
mage friends. Do your
Probably a
job.
god that protects. Alright.
Oodly, 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 oodly. And we cast the spell.
Okay.
Oh wait, should I compel duel first, just in case?
Yes.
Cool. I cast compel duel on it.
Okay. And what does that require?
A wisdom saving throw of, or save DC is 16.
Okay. And would you say that you guys are kind of doing this like simultaneously, or are you waiting for the compel duel to happen first?
I'd say compel duel happens first in a just in case, and then maybe you guys go 10-15 seconds after.
Yeah, probably like relatively close to like right after
Yeah.
you cast.
Okay.
Just in case.
Alaska, make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh shit.
Go! I guess if I get blitzed out,
Okay.
then do it
Okay.
immediately, but there, 20.
Okay.
For me, pretty good.
Yeah. And your DC was what?
Save DC is 16.
Okay. So you cast the spell and like make yourself ready here. Immediately when you finish the verbal incantation to cast the spell, you have this wave rush over you of like, I need to fight this thing. And then you shake it off.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Mm.
Great.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's bouncing it. Oh no! Stop! That's
It'll
why
be
I
fine
wanted,
for
like,
us.
10 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I think only one of you. Maybe we only try it once first instead of everybody. The compel duel bounced back at me, and I don't want all of you guys to get banished, potentially.
I mean, if it happens to us, we just sit like in a void for like a minute and then we come back.
Okay, all right, that's fine, I guess. Okay.
How
Never
do we
mind.
feel? How are we feel? And I turn back and I just see how they all feel about
They're
it.
all running away.
So there's kind of a spectrum across the 8 of these wizards. The worst of it is going to be like just looking at you like a little wide-eyed, kind of worried. But in general, it's going to be like very curious, and they're kind of like talking amongst themselves. Wizards, you would understand in character, are very scholarly people, so like fuck around and find out is part of their innate job description. So they're not like freaking out. One, like
Sure.
maybe 2 are like whoa, but not compelled to like abandon ship or anything close to
Sure.
that.
The ones that are panicking, are they from Waterdeep or Neverwinter?
Are they bitches? Are they from?
So
Yeah,
so
whose team are they on right now?
nobody's panicking. I want to make that very clear. Like
Sure.
like I said, the
Excuse me.
worst of it is like a little bit concerned, not
Yeah.
Yes, the ones that are worried. Excuse me.
I'm
More
gonna
of
say
like
it's
a
one
general
from each.
apprehension.
Yeah,
Sure.
one from each. Let's
from
spread
each.
it out evenly.
Okay. The one from Waterdeep, I will look at and go, it's okay. The worst that will happen to us is you will be sent to just a void for 1 minute. And honestly, if that happens, I would drop the concentration and we would be back even before then. That is the worst case scenario. Best case scenario is you save your entire city and everybody that you love from being disintegrated in that giant blue blob of destruction.
Yeah. Save the world, or go away for a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Great.
You can do
Save the
it.
cheerleaders, save the world.
You'll be a hero. And then I like turn away and my face just, oh, I fucking hate this guy. And then I turn to the next one and go. I have to fully configure the sentence in my head for 1 second. Okay.
You're good.
Yeah, gone for a minute. Or you'll have a reputation across both cities as being a part of the team that possibly might have just sent a god back from where it came from.
Nah.
There would be a look over at the cube from this guy, and then okay, yeah.
Let's do it. And you'll get to research this later. You could probably like write a thesis about it or something. I don't know what you wizards do, but
You people.
You're like education's for the proletariat.
Exactly. I love being just a dick. Just this like it's so fun.
Then I think new positioning, Alaska's going to get as many people within 10 feet of her as possible so that you, just in case, everybody gets the +4 on saves.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Get ready, and I take a deep breath, and my hair kind of, and I activate my sorcery thing that increases my spell save DC by 1.
Nice.
I think that's called innate sorcery is the specific term for it. Yep.
Okay.
And then I will do a heightened banishment with the help of all of the other mages.
Okay.
Does it help if you upcast banishment or no?
It does not. You get to target another creature if
Oh.
you upcast.
Okay, cool.
So I'm going to make this DC increasingly difficult for each person participating in the augmented spell.
And there's 10.
Kazan, make a charisma save.
Okay.
Add 4.
We can do this. So this will be plus 16.
Plus 16.
Plus
So,
6.
26.
Oh, so that'll be plus 4 is 26. Yep.
Yeah.
Holy beans.
So the total is 26.
Yes, total is 26.
Okay. Kazan, you will experience literally a moment of nothingness. And then you end up on the ground looking up at all your colleagues. The rest of you will see, because literally all of this happens instantly. I'm gonna explain this mechanically how this worked. They cast the spell. It bounced back on everybody involved. The moment they failed the save, which is the moment they finished casting the spell, they were banished. The moment they were banished, they were incapacitated, which broke their concentration and brought them back. So you literally see a blink of there they all are casting the spell, and now there they all are on the ground.
Hilarious.
That's so good.
I knew it was gonna happen, but I was like, we gotta fucking try it.
Oh my god, that's so good.
That's
How do
great.
we get rid of it?
We could wish it away.
Insight check. Everyone that's thinking about how do we get rid of it.
I would love nothing more.
Oh, that was so funny.
God damn it. I'll take it.
I'm not even looking at it until I roll all of them because I got fucking powering Odysseus. Look at that 0. Mm.
Oh no.
So crispy.
0's the best number in D&D.
Yup.
Oh, and Odyssey got a 32.
Jesus.
I forgot that we get advantage on that. And I still don't know how to make it roll advantage.
It should.
It should have been automatically because do you
But
have the feat
You're
on your
using
character?
No, because she's using the new boss. So if you haven't added it to new boss,
Oh.
Destin.
Oh, add the feat. Yeah.
Or, sorry, Roger.
Go into manage feats. Anybody can do this if you made a new character because it's something that I homebrewed and you're in one of my campaigns. Manage feats and add the what is it, Touch of Vecna or something like that?
Vecna. It's called
Or Link to Vecna?
Link to Vecna. Yup.
Yeah.
Yeah, just add that to your feats, and then it will start automatically rolling advantage for you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Deadly Sin of Gluttony. I'm just looking at my feet.
Okay, so boss, you're gonna have a moment of like, is there truly nothing we can do? And then Odysseus will notice you kind of wrestling with this thought and will tell you she has pieced together this utterance of the word patience needs to have meaning. And the fact that it seems like you can't touch it without being harmed very severely, and spells cast on it just bounce back, she's going to have a realization that perhaps you do just have to wait out whatever this thing is going to do.
Well, yeah. All right. There's nothing we can do, folks.
Well, thank you all for trying. I
A
turn
little
around to
cool
the.
down pep talk.
Yeah.
I
Handing out
turn ar-
orange slices.
Yeah, I pull out a handful of gold that I'm about to pass out, and then I accidentally trip and spill it all over the ground. And then I'm just like, oh, I'm sorry. That was your payment. Feel free to take how much you wanted from it. And then just watch and see if they all scramble and like fight each other over it. For my
Alaska's
own
gonna
personal
start
satisfaction.
picking it up and actually doling it out like a nice person.
We had 10 people, or no, that was
8 people.
8.
Because you and Odysseus were the other 2.
Wait, I missed something. What do we think is happening?
Oh,
I was being a dick to all the people.
just for the sake of doing
I-
so.
Yeah, I was.
Gotcha.
I took out a handful of gold and like quote unquote accidentally tripped and spilled it all over and was like, okay, that was your payment. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to spill it as a lie.
Yeah.
Um,
And then Alaska really should be clued into you just being a dick, but again, -1 in insight. She's like, oh, and so she just actually starts picking it up and actually handing it out to people.
They will gladly accept the gold, and they don't really seem to react much to the direct criticism, but mostly in thought.
well, if I've turned around. I'm not acknowledging them anymore. This is to the group. Well, if we have to wait, I guess that the next thing we should do is probably find the next piece of the rod.
Yes, patience and protect. But,
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Continue.
but let's get back to the bastion and get that research done and see what we can figure out.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. So just heading back?
Yep.
Oh, what? Back to Neverwinter. Kill the creepy stick. Not a creepy thing anymore. Here is Neverwinter. Newer ring.
Somewhere.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Anything in particular you want to do?
I think that we were just gonna rest for the night, probably set out in the morning, do some research.
Yes, maybe.
thing.
Yeah, I think because it would probably take us the full day to get back, and so we would probably get back when it's dark enough that, I mean, we can't see through a cube,
Right.
so probably the same amount of dark that we get back today.
Yep. That is how that would work.
Great. So another night spent in water or Neverwinter.
Never went to.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Cool. Another long rest.
Another long rest.
Get my one spell back.
Excellent.
Okay. Here we go then. I need. I'm seeing the message. We're actually going to be ending here in a minute.
Okay.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
Because this is a good checkpoint. Alaska.
Mhm.
Overnight,
Ah, shit.
you have a dream of Ayun.
Oh, cool.
She is toiling away with scrolls at a table. With this like iconic blue like silky dress. And looks up at you with this look of worry on her face and points like directly behind you. When you look behind you, you see an encasing of glass in the shape of a cube with
Their photo.
this with this thing inside of it.
Ah.
Oh, I clicked off of it. Hang on. With this thing inside of it.
Yo.
Oh my
Whoa.
god, that's so cool.
And that's where we're gonna end today.
Amazing.
My God's talking to me, y'all. I'm a
Hell
lonely
yeah.
paladin with God talk.
Yup.
We love God talk.
Yeah.
Oh, this kicks ass.
All right. A little shorter than we would normally go, but I think again, major checkpoint doing something completely new. We would only have another 20-30 minutes anyway, so I think this is a good place to call it because we'll have a ton of stuff to do with the Bastion next time. So we should be back here in 2 weeks, I think, right guys?
Yeah.
All right, cool. And then the other big thing we have going on in this channel is every other Thursday. So not this coming week, but the next week we have our Tyranny of Dragons campaign called All Hail the Queen. Hopefully we'll see people around. Say goodbye, everybody.
Yeah.
Goodbye,
everybody.
everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Samuel.